What's good, y'all? Wave Magnetic here. I actually produced an Afro House song called What Is Life? And this is what it sounds like.
What's the meaning of life? It's the joy and pain when it's all we find.
All right, y'all. So that's what the song sounds like, and I'm about to show you how I produced it. So usually when I produce a song, the first thing I do is I make the drop, okay? So when I made the drop, a lot of times I start with the drums or the melody or something along those lines. But this is how I did the drums. This is what the drums sound like together. Groovy, you know what I'm saying? This is Afro House. So when you're doing Afro House, you gotta have 4 on the floor, because if it's house music, you got kick drum on all four beats, 1, 2, 3, 4. On top of that, with it being Afro House, you want to be using some instruments that are African, especially West African. I mean, it could be any kind of African, I guess, but you know, this is with some West African stuff. So, and plus this summer I was on tour with Femi Kuti, so you know, I was kind of living and breathing that kind of music, you know, for the whole summer. So this is the kick. Really simple, all 4 beats. Now, here is the snare drum. So the snare drum is on beat 4. And I actually picked that up from playing with Femi. That's how a lot of the grooves that we were doing, they would end up being. The drummer would be playing that way. And he doesn't necessarily play Afro House, but he plays Afro beat. And if you know who Femi Kuti is, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Or if you know who Fela Kuti is, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So the next thing is I added a snare drum just to have some accents. Simple stuff, right? Then the next thing is I added a rim shot. Now this right here is the clave. Without the clave, I don't know if you can call it Afro anything, okay? Check it out. Really simple. And then I added a cowbell. All of this is making it feel like it's moving forward, grooving, because this is dance music, okay? And this is African dance music. So here we go, adding some shakers. Those shakers being ticka, 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 ticka. Again, that's just part of the thing with Afro House. That a lot of the music has that kind of vibe to it. And then I added my open hats on the upbeats, just kind of pushing everything forward. Makes you feel like you're riding, you know, we riding, you know what I'm saying? That's how you got to do it. And then I have some crashes that just are accents for big explosions. Really simple, right? And then I have my djembes. You feel me? Yeah, there we go. We keeping it African up in here. All right, now, so after I make these drums, then I'm kind of thinking about like some chords. Like, what are some good chords that we can have going on here? So these are the chords that I came up with, okay? So these chords are pretty cool. So I used this is actually a serum patch that I made. It's really simple. It's just basically a triangle. No, not a triangle. It's sawtooth wave, and that's detuned. It's not complicated. It's probably the easiest sound you can make in the world. And it's not, just remember, music isn't just about the sounds. It's about what are you doing with the sounds, okay? A lot of people get all tripped up and how do I make this sound? How do I make this sound? You know what? Make a dope song and the sounds will come to you, okay? Don't stress about the sounds. It's not that complicated. So what I did with this is I have these chords on the sawtooth, and I have the chords in a low octave, and I have the chords in a high octave, and I cut the frequencies, the high frequencies off on the chords in the low octave, and I cut the low frequencies off on the chords in the high octave. So when I put the two together, it sounds like they're one sound. So this is what the low sound like. There's no high end on that. Now, here's the high one. There's no low end on that, you see? And when you put it together, it sounds like one thing. Really simple. And then I added a piano to have some accents. Really simple. Also, I know you're wondering, like, why is it pumping like that? It's because I'm using the LFO tool to make that happen. So if you listen to these chords without LFO tool, it sounds like this. It's just like, blah! That is cool sometimes, but right now we're trying to create groove, and we want people to dance to it. We want people to move to it. So we got to create some movement. Really simple. That is the reason why I chose to put LFO tool. Some people use it as side chaining so that the kick drum comes out and da 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 da, all that kind of stuff. You can do it for that reason, but what if the kick drum is not 4 on the floor? Then that doesn't do anything. So I still side chain my kicks to everything else, whether or not I'm using the LFO tool. So next sound I have is a guitar. Now this is a real guitar, but I played it on a keyboard because I can't play guitar. So I took a guitar, a real guitar, and I sampled every note on it, and that way I have the sound. So it's a real guitar that's being played on a keyboard. So it sounds like this. Pretty cool. Just again, keeping everything pushing forward, keeping it moving forward. So now this is what the bass sounds like. Cool bass part. Again, the bass in here is handling a lot of the low frequencies, but it's also creating groove because everything is playing drums. Every instrument, I don't care if you play in bass, drums, guitar, piano, trumpet, everybody's playing drums because we're trying to have people move. We want people to feel the music. So I broke this up into 3 parts, okay? This is my sub bass. That right there is just a sine wave. And the reason why I have that is because the way I had it before, it wasn't I wasn't getting the low end that I wanted out of it. Normally I only have 2 basses, but in this particular instance, this is just the sine wave that's the very bottom of the bass. And then here's my high bass. Cool, right? And then this is my other sub bass, which it's not getting the very low. It's not getting the very bottom. It's almost like in the middle. See? So when you put them all together, they sound like one sound. There you go. Bam. Let's see. The next thing that I have here is this. I think this is it. Yes. This is another chordal thing that I have here that is just making some accents. Again, it's just about drums, keeping the groove going, okay? Then here's the big part because I'm the trumpet player. So here's the horn parts right here. So what I do to layer my horns is I have different parts that I'm playing, and each part gets 4 horns on each one. So this right here is the main melody, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So I layered it 4 times, and it sounds like this. There you go. Bam, main melody. Now I took that and I copied it down to octave, and it sounds like a trombone. Yep, there it is. And then now I made a harmony part, which is higher up, but again, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Simple. And now I took the main melody and played it up the octave, and again, I put 4 parts on it. Simple, right? So when you hear all the horns together, it sounds like this. Pretty cool. It's a very big section, and that's what I was trying to make it sound like. So when you listen to the whole drop, it's all like this. Simple, right? So after I do my drops, I usually go to my second verse. So when I go to the second verse, let's start with the drums. I take out the kick drum and I leave pretty much everything else. Listen. That right there is the same stuff that's in the drop, but no kick drum. So this right here lowers the energy, right? So that my vocals can come through and I'm creating a vibe. So chords, here's the piano. Simple. And then I added a sitar on top of that. Pretty cool. When you put it all together, it sounds like one sound, like I created this in Serum or something, but no, it's 2 sounds put together and it winds up being pretty cool. So the next thing I did was I have this guitar part. Super cool. And then I have a sequencer going on right here. Super cool, right? It's a sound I made in Serum. Again, it's probably just like a sawtooth wave that I have a filter on it that just opens up over time. It keeps the energy moving forward. When you add high frequencies and stuff, things get a little more exciting. Then I have some background horns, same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4. The only difference when they're background parts is I pan them all the way left and right, keep them wide. Simple. And then I have that same thing pitched down the octave. Same exact thing, right? And I also have bass. It's the same exact bass sound, just a different bass part because I'm trying to create a different vibe. Check it out. See, because one of the things I like to do is I don't want any section of my song to sound the same. I'm not going to play the same bass part throughout the song. I'm not going to use the same guitar part. It's not going to be the same drum part. It's going to be different. About every 8 measures, I change something. I either add a part or I change the entire vibe or I take away something. That right there is one of the simplest ways and probably the most cohesive way to make sure a song moves forward and it still sounds like it's the same song. So check it out.
Every heart a question lays its hold. Every heart a question lays its hold. Every soul flame it must.
Simple, right? I mean, I have vocals in there too, but I'm gonna talk about how I mixed everything in the next video. If you guys want to know how I mixed this song, just let me know. Put in the comment section that you want to see a mixing video. Okay. So now we have the build up. So with the build up, aka the chorus, this is what the drums sound like. So I did a cool thing when I do my build ups. A lot of times I will put a EQ on there where I cut out the bottom end and cut out the top end, so it makes the drums sound like they're in a little box. And then as the buildup goes on, I keep cutting low end and I make the high end come up to make it more exciting, and that creates motion and creates excitement, creates a sense of urgency. So check out the drums on this. You see, that creates energy. And now let's listen to the build up right there. Every other part is pretty much the same. So check it out.
What's the meaning of life? It's the love we give, how we choose to live. What's the meaning of life? It's the joy and pain when it's all we find.
Cool, right? So now we're going into the second drop. So again, when I start my song, I did the first drop, second verse, second build, going into the second drop. So now how do I make the second drop different from the first drop? I just do something simple. I take away the drums and I make some kind of cool bass thing going on, and it makes it a big explosion. Check out the bass when it comes in. This is what the bass sounds like. Simple. Now we go back into the way the song sounds. So when you hear it all together, sounds cool. Really simple. It's not that complicated to make it sound a little different or add like fills and stuff. You just, sometimes you don't need to add anything. Sometimes you just need to take something away, and that creates a moment. Let's see, at the beginning of the song, after I do all of that, and then I go back to the beginning and I make something that sounds the same song, but make it more sparse so that the song develops over time. Because I make these big moments so I know where I'm going, and then I just take things away. Go to the beginning, same type of vibe, and just take stuff away until it sounds cool, just sounds simple. And so this is how the beginning of the song sounds. If you notice, it's the same stuff, just less of it. Pretty simple. But I did change this sound right here in the chords. So I have the same piano part, which is this. But then I added a different top. Instead of the sitar, I have this sound. Right? And so when you put it together, super cool, right? And it's like simple stuff like that. It makes it sound like each part is different. I got the same exact piano part, just a different top. Now it sounds like a different sound. It's the same piano part, same stuff. And after that, I have the same background parts on the trumpet. And then we have some vocals, which I will get into when we do the mixing. So if you guys like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, this song right here is on my new album, Spectrum, which will be out officially. I'm thinking it'll be out in about April. But right now I actually have the songs on vinyl. I have the album on vinyl and on CD, and I have t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. If you guys want to pick up the vinyl or pick up the CD, I will leave the link for you to do that in the description below. And yeah, if you guys enjoy it, please pick up a copy, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.